My name is Tom Godfrey, and I'm a teacher trainer and founder of ITI. And I'm going to talk about giving praise. So, what is praise? Praise is identifying behaviour or progress and signalling approval. So, everybody likes to be acknowledged and get positive feedback. Praise is positive feedback to the learners, acknowledging and approving their work or progress. So why is praise important? Well, praise can change expectations, so learners can be encouraged to work harder, be more persistent and seek challenges. It's a good way of building a positive rapport. There are three types of praise. One is personal praise, where you're praising the individual. Oh, well done, Arzu. Yeah, you're fantastic. Or group praise. Well done, you guys. You're all awesome. Now, this kind of praise is not so effective because you're praising people for being who they are, for just being there, and it doesn't raise expectations. If praise is not earned, it can have a negative effect and lower expectations. So the learner thinks, yes, I am fantastic. This is easy for me. I don't really need to try very hard. And still the teacher says that I'm awesome. So praise needs to be specific, so learners know what they're being praised for. So it can be effort-based, or you tried really hard, you focused very well, or behaviour-specific in terms of you spoke very well in that role play. And in this way, we can increase motivation and raise expectations. So we need to be careful that we're not praising inappropriately. We don't want to praise behaviour that we expect. We want to praise behaviour which is beyond our expectations. If we praise too often, then the praise loses its value. So who can give praise? Well, usually we envisage the teacher giving praise, but learners can be encouraged to praise each other in pair, after pair and group work, and also self-praise is possible. So class or group praise, this can be done publicly and spontaneously after an activity as a feedback stage. It can be done orally with phrases such as, well done, you spoke very well in the role play, you used the expressions that we learnt today, I'm really pleased. Or the teacher can show their appreciation with facial gestures, smiles of encouragement, or other gestures such as thumbs up or high fives. Or when a group has performed well, the teacher can ask other groups to applaud. Or after a productive day, the teacher can ask everyone, okay, great work, guys. Give everyone in your group a pat on the back, for example, in an adult class. Praise can also be reinforced visually using a praise graphic or visual. So all the learners in the class are visually represented, for example, as butterflies moving towards a flower. And when a learner makes a special effort or behaves in a praiseworthy manner, then the teacher can move their butterfly towards the flower. You need to be careful that this is only used for praise. Don't use the visual graphic as a way of disciplining learners, so you move their butterfly away from the flower when they misbehave. This is because some learners are seeking attention, they want attention. So moving their butterfly to the flower or away from the flower means they're getting noticed. And that is exactly the opposite of what you want. So just use the praise visual to reward behaviour or work that is praiseworthy. Be careful, as loud public praise can get a bit showy and create class competition. For example, many teachers, when giving feedback, will say, okay, right, who put up your hands if you got all the answers right? Nobody. Okay. One wrong, hands up, one wrong, two wrong. So this is not praise. really. This is a deficit model of feedback, showing learners that there is only one correct answer, and even though they tried maybe really hard, they failed. So this isn't increasing effort or encouraging learners. Private praise to individual learners is usually more powerful than public praise to the whole class. So go up to the learner, have eye contact, smile at them, give them encouragement through facial gestures, maybe a private whisper. That was very good essay today. Praise needs to be earned. So you need to, as a learner, you need to feel that you're worthy of the praise and the praise is sincere and authentic. Some teachers use stars, for example, as a visual reinforcement with young learners. Private praise can be spontaneous, immediately after or during an activity, or delayed using hot cards. So hot cards are post-it notes that the teacher writes for individual learners and posts them on their tables or the backs of their chairs as they're doing an activity. And then these hot cards can be referred to after the activity in a feedback session. Or individual messages can be written to learners in their learning journals or in a learning diary. Well done, Pablo. Yesterday I noticed you did this and this and this, which I thought was very good. So learners can be encouraged also to praise each other. Learners can be given opportunities to comment on each other's work in peer feedback. And similarly, learners can be given opportunities to reflect on their own learning at the end of the lesson. What did you learn today? What do you remember from today? Or use can-do statements to reflect on their progress. And this is a form of self-appraisal. It's important to show your learners your learning principles and teaching philosophy and demonstrate in your lessons that praise can change expectations. So learners try harder, more persistent, seek challenges, they will be praised. Praise needs to be effort specific to increase motivation, raise expectations, and praise needs to be earned so you feel worthy that the praise is sincere and authentic. So to summarize, giving praise can be public or private, spontaneous or delayed. We can use facial gestures or gestures like high fives, thumbs up, clapping, as well as oral praise. Public praise can be reinforced visually using a praise graphic or stars or some kind of reward. Praise can be delayed using hot cards or writing messages, individual messages in learners' learning diaries or journals. And the teacher can encourage peer praise after group or pair work, give an answer key and the learners check each other's answers. And learners can also be encouraged to reflect on their work during the day or during the lesson, maybe using can-do statements as a form of self-reflection and self-appraisal.